Good evening. We're sitting here on a Sunday early evening in Mamie's house. We've got our sweet boy Tux right there. Say hi, Tux. Hi. Say hi to the people. So we went to church today. We've had a relaxing afternoon. We did go to a movie, and I must say, I highly recommend the movie Cabrini. It's about Mother Cabrini, the Catholic nun.
Oh.
Wasn't it wonderful,
Oh
Mamie?
my, so touching, such a compassionate person.
What would people do without Christians? Right?
Right.
Right. So, Mamie, why are you wearing a derby today?
Well, one thing, I'm glad we aren't cooking because this might have fallen in it, right?
Oh, it would have for
Might
sure.
have been right in the batter.
Are you getting ready for St. Patrick's Day?
I am getting ready for St. Patrick's Day, and I believe that when I was a kid, if you didn't wear green, you got pinched.
Oh yeah, that's
Is that
true.
it?
And so
Okay.
did you always wear green, or did you like getting pinched?
My goodness, no, I didn't want to be pinched.
I thought
always
maybe
wore
you liked the
green.
boys pinching you a little.
No, that would have been you.
Oh no, because I would have belted them back.
Okay.
But
All right.
anyway, I like
Yeah.
your derby,
You like my derby?
and I like you got your rings fixed. I see.
Oh, yes, I got my stones glued back in. I thought that would be good.
Oh,
for the
are they going to last this
program.
time?
Well, it depends if I get around water.
Oh,
But since you do the cooking, I
Right,
won't be too much
right.
into water. Whoops.
well, we're going to talk a little bit about a St. Patrick's meal because it's coming up in 7 days. That's March 17th.
17.
That's
okay,
St.
it.
Patrick's Day.
Okay.
So March 17th is St. Patrick's Day. March 19th is St. Joseph's Day. Joseph
Oh.
being Jesus's earthly father. But anyway,
Oh,
but
that's
let's
nice.
talk.
Okay.
I'm not going to show you today how to cook a corned beef. I'm going to talk about it, and then I'll talk slowly so that you can kind of get an idea. Corned beef and cabbage, of course. We're not Irish. Well, actually, probably I am.
Nick?
I know my mother's side was German, and I think my dad's side was Irish, but I'm not sure, but I think so. But anyway, it's a fun event to celebrate. So, and by having corned beef and cabbage. So I want to talk to you a little bit about corned beef. There's two kinds of corned beef that you can get. You can get a flat corned beef, or you can get kind of like on a triangle. The flat corned beef is going to be more money, but that's the one that you want to get because it doesn't have all the fat. The triangle one, if you turn it over, it's just full of fat.
But you like fat.
Yeah, but not that kind of fat, not that much fat.
Oh, okay.
So you want to get the flat corned beef. It's going to be probably maybe $5-6 a pound. Where if you got the other one, it would be maybe on sale at Fry's or Safeway,
Oh,
something like that. Something. Mamie, are you listening to me?
I don't need to listen. They need to listen.
But okay, but oh yeah, that's true.
Okay,
But
yeah.
you just can't help crimping, can you?
Well, I need a lot of help.
But you got your hair and your glasses. Can you see?
Well, actually, no. Let's get that out there.
But anyway, back to the corned beef.
Okay.
So you want to get a good piece of corned beef. Pay the money for it. And then you want to take that corned beef. My suggestion, there's many ways of making it. In the oven or in the crock pot. I would recommend the crock pot.
The crock pot.
Because corned beef is a tough cut of meat. So you want to cook it slow. Now you can put it in the oven with your water, and then of course all corned beef come with seasoning that you want to use in that.
Really?
Oh yeah, you don't throw that seasoning away. That's important. It's got the mustard seeds in it and different spices, and you want to use that. But put your corned beef in the crock pot in the morning and let it cook. And then it'll probably take about 5 to 6 hours.
I just need to rearrange.
Oh, you just need to
It was
rearrange.
sticking me.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. Oh, you gotta try something new with your
Yeah,
hat.
yeah, I thought that
Okay.
might be good.
Well, that looks nice.
You like it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
I like your little Blarney hat.
Blarney,
Yeah.
okay.
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 So anyway, you cook it there. So you've been cooking it 5 or 6 hours,
Uh-oh.
and then towards the end of the cooking, maybe an hour and a half before the end of the cooking, you want to take your potatoes. Use a white potato.
White.
Or a Yukon Gold.
Oh.
Don't use a russet potato. It's too starchy. So what you could do, there's 2 things you could do. You could take your potato and half it and put it in your crock pot if you have room, because depending on what size corned beef you have. Otherwise, you could put them in a kettle with salt and pepper. Now remember, the ratio to salt is 4 quarts of water to 1 tablespoon of salt.
Oh.
But you always, always, always want to salt your water for potatoes. Nothing worse than bland potatoes. So anyway, peel those potatoes, take the time to peel them so they're nice and pretty and white, and then you're going to put them in either in your crock pot if you have room, or into your kettle. But, so if you're gonna do it in the kettle, you don't need to put it in 2 hours ahead of time, because they'll cook quickly because it's gonna be boiling. So after you've cooked your potatoes, then you want to take in the same water, you want to add your cabbage. But what you want to do before you do that, as your crock pot has been cooking, it's got the juices from the corned beef. Pull your corned beef out and then put your juices from the corned beef into your kettle where your potatoes are and where you're going to put your cabbage.
Okay.
Because then you're going to have all that flavor from the corned beef.
Okay.
So, and then you're going to add to the water about a cube of butter.
A whole cube. That
Well,
is
maybe,
a lot.
what's the saying?
Gotta be
Anybody
a good cook can be a good cook if you use enough butter.
Right, and
Not on margarine.
And I learned that from Valerie, my sister-in-law's mother, and it's one of the best tips I've ever been given, because it's absolutely correct.
Oh.
So anyway, you've put your butter in there and your cabbage and your juice from your corned beef, and then you let that cook. And while if you're doing it in the kettle, and when I say kettle, that's an old word. I mean a big pan.
Big pan.
A big pan.
Yes.
But I call it a kettle because my grandma called it a kettle. So while that is cooking, your corned beef is sitting out on your cutting board. You're letting it rest. And then once that's done,
Has it been asleep?
well, it was, maybe resting is a good word for not cutting into meat so that the juices come back into it.
But young newlyweds would not know that. What
Well, I
rest
just told them.
means.
I just told them.
Oh.
That's what it means. Let your meat rest, meaning don't cut into it. You want to foil it to keep it warm. Let it sit for about 20, 25 minutes while you're cooking your potatoes and your cabbage. But what I failed to mention before, and I'm going to go back to it.
Okay.
When you start your corned beef either in the oven or in your crock pot, you want to add carrots to that. But you don't want to you want to do a whole carrot or half of a carrot. And you want that to cook along with your corned beef. It gives good flavor.
Is that all the ingredients?
Yeah, it's basically corned beef, cabbage, carrots, and potatoes.
4 things.
Right.
Go to the store.
Pretty
get
simple.
4 things.
But get some nice carrots.
Nice cabbage.
And then if you don't have enough carrots, add some more with your potatoes. So while your meat is resting, your cabbage is cooking with your potatoes, and let that cook, and then you drain it. And then you're going to take your corned beef. It's going to be a beautiful piece of corned beef. There won't be any fat on it. And you want to cut it against the grain, thin pieces about like that.
Okay.
A nice slab of corned beef. The one thing you want to remember about corned beef, and I failed to mention it, and I'll mention it now. When you're buying corned beef, it's deceiving because it may look this big, but you want to figure a half a pound per person or you'll run out. A half a pound, because it will shrink. And the one thing you don't want to do on a corned beef and cabbage dinner is not have enough or give them, because believe me, I've learned the hard way. I catered a meal once, failed to give them a half pound per person, and they were skimpy pieces, and I was embarrassed. So it was embarrassing, particularly because it was for the dog club.
Oh my word.
And
how could you do that?
I don't know, but I did. So you want to cut it about this thick, a nice piece, and probably everybody's going to want 1 or 2 pieces.
Okay.
So be sure you get the right amount. So if you're having 4 people for dinner, how much do you think that you need to buy then, Mamie? You need to buy
4 people, and you want half a
So you
pound
want to buy
each.
at least 2.5 pounds.
That's what I was thinking.
Right. Now, it's always good to buy more because the next day, do you agree? Buy more?
Well, not for the whole block like you usually do.
Well, but you know what you could do the next day? A corned beef sandwich. You could make a Reuben with corned beef and sauerkraut and Swiss cheese on rye bread.
Ooh.
Delicious.
I've always liked sauerkraut. Okay, is that it on that recipe?
So, no, I'm not done yet.
Okay,
Mamie.
finish.
Is there a hurry?
Well, we're getting into longer minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's our corned beef and cabbage. What I would suggest too is buy some soda bread at the bakery. It goes so delicious with it. And then make a pan of brownies for dessert. Instead of putting a chocolate icing, do a mint icing on it.
Oh, okay.
So you'd have a green icing to go with your dinner. And what a lovely dinner you're going to have.
I like it. So you guys try it and subscribe to our channel. I just wanted to briefly, we went to church this morning and it was so wonderful talking about salt and light, and that we want to be influencers about cooking, but also about our lifestyle, because we like to live a good lifestyle, don't we?
Absolutely. Yes, that's the most
And,
important thing, to be examples.
I did not know this. Some of these little tips that this minister gave was that celery, that word comes from salt. I did not know that. Did you remember something else he said too?
No, but how important salt is in not only the way we live our lives, but it's important in
flavor.
food. And don't skimp on your salt. Season your food and season it well.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah.
happy St.
Good
Patrick's Day.
Whatever.
And I hope that y'all try this and be sure you get the right cut of corned beef. You don't want all that fat on there. God bless you guys.
God
We'll
bless.
see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.